Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to you. This is By Hook or By Needles. I am Sam, and today I am going to show you how to make this stitch, called the diagonal rib. Now, though it's called a rib, I would not use it as a ribbing. It doesn't really have that sort of stretch that you want in a ribbing. But it does look pretty. You could use it for anything. I mean, once again, and it is 100% reversible. So it's great for scarves, blankets, cowls, anything you really want to be double-sided. It is a simple multiple of 4 stitches and 8 rows. And the 8 rows are not very complex at all. 2 rows pretty much are the same, and the next 2 rows are the same, and the next 2 rows you're knitting knit stitches and purling purl stitches. But I've already done 2 repeats here. I have got 22 stitches, I believe. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. Okay, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. Okay, I got 24 stitches. I thought I had 22. That must be another one I'm doing. So let's get some yarn out and we can get started. The first row is just simply, the first 2 rows are exactly the same. Knit 2 and purl 2. Knit 2, purl 2. The yarn I'm using here is, I think it's called copper, or maybe even gold. It's from Bendigo Woolen Mills again, and it is a 100% merino washable yarn. It's from that classic range. And I really am enjoying using these that doesn't seem to be, what did I say? Knit 2, purl 2, knit 2. Aha, I knew I made a mistake somewhere. I'd purled 3 here, as you can see. Can you see I purled 3? 3 bumps in a row. That means I need to just tink back. Tink meaning unknit, because knit backwards is tink. So you undo your knitting is called tinking. Okay, so 2, 2, 2, right. Okay, let's get back on. So knit 2, and purl 2. Knit 2, and purl 2. This yarn is an 8 ply, which is a 3 weight or a DK weight in the UK, and I'm using 4.5 millimeter ChiaoGoo DPNs. The reason I'm using a 4.5 is just simply, I think it just makes it a little bit larger stitch, and you can just see what's going on a little bit better. So that was our first stitch. I'm going to mark down 1, and the second stitch is exactly the same. If you remember, the second stitch, second row is exactly the same as the first, which is knit 2, purl 2. So once again, we just knit 2, purl 2. Each every third row you change the order of the stitches, and you repeat it for 1 row. I hope that sort of makes sense. The written description for this stitch will be found in the Facebook group for By Hook or By Needles, and also on the community, what used to be called the community tab, which is now called the posts tab. I'm going to provide a link to the Facebook group in the description box, and I will put a link to the post, the actual post in the as well, so you can go straight there. You can either copy and paste the written instructions, or just refer to them when and if you need to. Okay, so that's my second row. The third row is when we're going to start moving the stitches across by one. So this is row 3. We've got 2 knit stitches at the front. We are just going to knit 1, then purl 2, and then that way the diagonal keeps moving across. So we just knit 1 and purl 2. Knit 1 and purl 2. Oops, not knit 1 and purl 2. What am I doing? Ah, dear. Sorry. You start off with knit 1, purl 2. Then you go to knit 2. So it's knit 1, purl 2, knit 2, purl 2, knit 2, all the way to the end, when you will be left with 1 stitch, and you will knit that as well. So let me just hang on a minute. I just wanted to adjust the camera, and hopefully that'll be a bit better. So we knit 2, and then we're going to purl the next 2. I guess that's why they call it a rib stitch, because it is knit 2, purl 2 for the most part, but it's not actually what I would use as a ribbing stitch. Though I think it would look really nice if you did a band of it, perhaps at the bottom of a cardigan or a jumper, but it's just not going to act like a ribbing stitch. It's not going to gather the fabric up at all, or at least not as much as a knit 2, purl 2 all the way along would. Purl 2, we're left with 1 stitch, which we knit, and that was row 3. We're now going to do row 4, and row 4 is purl 1, knit 2, purl 2, knit 2. So you see how it's the next row is going to be the same as the previous row. You're just knitting the knit stitches and purling the purl stitches, and then on the next and then every third row, like I say, you change the order of the stitches just slightly by moving them 1 across. Oops, 2, yep. Oh, bit of fluff. Bit of kitten fluff. I almost said a different word then, and that would not have gone down well with YouTube, but I wouldn't have meant it in a bad way. Okay, and we're down to our last stitch, which should be, yes, a purl 1. And there we have it so far. So we are now going to do our 5th row and our 6th rows. Now the 5th row and 6th row will once again be the same as each other, but the 5th and 6th rows vary from this row. This is a knit 1, purl 2, knit 2, but now we're going to move over by 1 stitch. So instead of starting with a knit 1, we're going to start with the purl 2. And we're going to go, hang on, have I got that right? Yes, purl 2, knit 2, purl 2, knit 2 all the way across, and ending with a knit 2. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to start with a purl 2. You won't be seeing this video until end of May sometime, I think. But I'm actually making this on Easter Sunday, so I do hope that those who celebrate Easter had a very good Easter, and those that don't celebrate had a good weekend. I had a visit from my son and his girlfriend, so that was really nice. They both loved the hats that I gave them, and I've got them to pick out some yarn that they both really liked, and promised to make them a pair of socks each. So just, and I got all their measurements. So that was row 5. Now row 6, as I say, is going to be pretty much the same as row 5, which was purl 2, knit 2. So in this case, whoops, hang on, I'm going to move my pattern because my kitten wants to come up. Come on, up you come. Yep, out the way. Good girl. Gonna go up there? Go on, up you go. Thank you. Good girl. So you're just purling the purl stitches and knitting the knit stitches. So we start off with purl 2 and knit 2. Oh dear, kitten's not happy. They hide the whole time I have my any visitors. They do not like visitors at all, and it takes them a while to come back out. Hey, doesn't it? She's looking at me. Whoops. Purl 2, yep. Knit 2, okay. Now although this seems to be sort of a mindless, easy to do one, because you're knitting knit stitches and purling purl stitches at most of the time, you really do need to be aware of when you move that one stitch across. So yeah, a little bit of concentration is going to be needed for this stitch. So that was my 6th row. I'm going to just mark that off so I don't forget. Now, oops, our 7th row is, let's get some more yarn. Our 7th row is going to be a repeat of our 4th row, and then our 8th row is going to be a repeat of our 3rd row. So our 4th row was purl 1, knit 2, purl 2. So purl 1, knit 2. So you can see once again we are sort of moving that diagonal over by 1 stitch, and then purl 2 and knit 2 all the way across to the last stitch, which should be a purl 1. Oops, 1, 2, Oh dear. Yes. My cat's decided to go behind my chair, and she's making a bit of a crinkly racket, so I'm sorry about that. For those who don't like crinkles, that's just what she does. Oh, she's halfway there. Okay. Off she goes. Okay, sorry. I just thought I heard her brother there as well. They don't get along at the best of times. Well, they do, but they don't. They like to have a lot of play fights. They start getting a little bit too serious sometimes. Okay, last stitch, and we purl one. So that was our 7th row. And now we come to the last row of the repeat. You can see how it's forming. And this one is again knitting the knit stitches and purling the purl stitches. So that first stitch is a knit, and then we purl 2. And this yarn is really lovely, I've got to say. So nice to work with. It really gives me great results. I think the definition is a lot nicer with this. Oh dear. Then with when I use the acrylics, I think you can see the stitches a lot better, which may help you learn the pattern. Hang on, I've got to move my pattern again. Come on, up you come. No? Nope, he doesn't want to. Okay. Purl 2, knit the knit, yep, knit the knit stitches and purl the purl. And this is our last repeat. So I'm getting a bit distracted. I've got kittens everywhere. And purl 2, and we knit the last stitch. And then we are back to needing to do row 1 again. So that's our final stitch. As you can see, it's, I think, quite nice. Oh dear, that's the other cat, sorry. And that's the reverse. So beautifully reverse. Like I said, there's a little bit of stretch in it, but I wouldn't use it as a ribbon because it's only going to really stretch and spring back in one direction. It's not really going to spring back in the other direction. But it is, I think, ideal for something like scarves or blankets. Yeah, anything. I mean, any of these stitches can really be used for anything. And they really are just so simple because they're just knits and purls. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed learning this stitch with me. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. If you have any questions or comments, please make a comment. And I will get back to you if you have a question. And I read all my comments as well. So please like, subscribe, and do all those other sorts of things that YouTube tell us you should do, or that we should ask you to do. And until next time, I'm going to say bye for now.